So if you look at commodity index in the month of January, that saw its biggest increase in last 25 years. And the reason was a very strong economic activity coupled with geopolitical risk. So while the tariff uncertainty is going down, and if you recall, in the month of January, there were major frictions between the US and the Eurozone regarding Greenland. And at that point of time, many European countries, including Denmark and Norway, had talked about reducing US treasuries and US dollar holdings as well. So, whenever there is an uncertainty on US dollar, typically US dollar and commodities have an inverse relationship. So, at this time, when the US dollar weakened because of anticipation that probably some of the European countries will reduce their dollar holdings, that is a time we also saw sharp rally in silver, gold, and other precious metals. So that was a time at the height of uh, you know frictions between the US and Eurozone regarding Greenland. We saw precious metals rising. And if you look at other metals, industrial metals like copper, aluminum, etc., they continue to be slight short supply and very high demand due to AI and other technology related uses. And overall, commodity cycles seem to be doing quite well. And if we look at the energy sector, even on the energy sector, there were concerns that probably US and Iran will enter into major escalation, with US sending its warships near the Bay of Iran. And we saw oil prices also rising because of that. On top of it, if you look at the weather patterns emerging in Europe, it was a very harsh winter, very low temperatures, and that's why we saw pickup in natural gas prices as well. In fact, if you look at the stock today as well, natural gas stocks in Europe continue to be on the lower side, and prices continue to move upwards. So that's why we saw a broad commodity rally across precious metals, industrial metals, as well as energy. But why metals and energy prices continue to be on the up? We had food prices which are continuing in decline. So if you look at the right hand side, which is the UN Food Price Index, that shows a consistent decline where the food price index declined for the fifth consecutive month, and we saw price declines in dairy products, sugar, meat, which offset increases in cereals and vegetables oil. Of course, for India, since we import a lot of vegetable oil, it's quite critical for us to monitor it constantly. Uh, but so far, things are well under control. Our inflation continues to remain moderate.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.